guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Ultrahuman Ring AIR. I just went and looked up when I got this ring and I've had it for about 2 months and I can't believe that. I thought I had it for way longer than 2 months. Obviously, it is definitely an investment to buy a sort of smart ring or smart watch or anything like that. So you really should know what to expect when you get the ring, which is what we're going to go over today. In this video, I'm going to run through the pricing, some general things to know about the ring, what it tracks, and some cons that I've noticed. Let's start off with the price of this ring. So the Ultrahuman AIR ring goes for $479 Canadian, and you can save about $50 Canadian with my code. Despite the $479 price tag, one amazing thing about this ring is that there is no subscription. So once you buy the ring, you're good to go. You don't need to pay subscription for the app or for any of the data to be collected like you do with the Aura ring. Another great perk is that Ultrahuman rings are all the same price no matter what color you get, whereas the Aura ring, the prices increase significantly. For example, it's $469 Canadian for the silver or black Aura ring, but it jumps up to $649 for the gold and rose gold ring. That is crazy. Thankfully, Ultrahuman is all the same price, so I was able to go with the color I really wanted, which was Bionic Gold. Now that we got the pricing out of the way, let's talk about a few general facts about this ring. The 3 top rings in the market right now is the Aura ring, Ultrahuman, and the Samsung ring. I also was thinking about this and I'm like, where is that Apple ring? Like, I'm so surprised that there isn't one yet. Maybe that'll come soon. The Aura ring requires a subscription and the Samsung ring requires you to have a Samsung device. The Ultrahuman ring you can use with any device, which is super awesome. You'll be sent a trial kit, which you can use to wear for the 2-day test and see which size fits your fingers best. I ended up going with size 7 and I wear it on my pointer finger. After you do the 2-day test and you know what size you want, then you send that information back to Ultrahuman and then they send you your ring. Something else I've noticed over the last few months is that they're always updating their app and adding new features and new things to try, which I think is super cool and shows that they're really on the ball with new things. It's also obviously waterproof, so you can wear it swimming, you can wear it in the shower. I typically charge it while I'm in the shower though, just because I find it needs about 15 to 20 minutes to get enough charge to last me a few more days. Another thing that I've heard is that the customer service team for the ring is very responsive. I haven't had any problems or had to reach out yet, but I have heard that if there's been any issues, they've either replaced the ring or gotten back to you super quickly, so that's really good to know. In the box, you get the ring, a USB-C to USB-C charging cord, and the charging dock. Okay, now let's get into what the ring actually tracks. So I feel like this ring is mostly known for the sleep tracking, which is personally my favorite thing. I love knowing about how good my sleep was. I love to wake up and check my sleep score. So let's get into that. So for sleep tracking, it tracks your sleep score. So I typically aim for like an 85 every night if I get a good sleep. It tells you how long you've slept and also how long you spent in the bed, your resting heart rate, and it even tells you the number of tosses and turns that you did throughout the night. There's also graphs that show you the different sleep stages that you're in. It tells you how long you were in each stage of sleep and your number of sleep cycles. There's been a few times that I've just fallen asleep and had a little nap throughout the day, and it'll literally notify you and be like, did you have a nap from 1:07 to 1:37? And then you hit yes or no, and it adds that onto your sleep. And if you're lacking sleep, it'll actually recommend you to take a nap to try to get your sleep score up. I also really like how it'll give you a little blurb about how you might be feeling in the morning. It might say like, you slept pretty restful last night, you should have a nice start to your morning. Or you may be feeling a bit groggy this morning and it may take you a bit longer to feel awake. It also tells you about your brain waste clearage throughout the night, which at first I was like, what does that even mean? But it basically tells you about how much toxins, metabolic waste that was cleared during your sleep, and it'll give you a score. It also tells you about your sleep debt, which is lack of sleep that you're getting, and it tracks it, so then it encourages you to get more sleep to try to catch up on that sleep debt or to take a nap. Every week on Mondays, you also get a weekly report, which compares your data from that week to previous weeks so you can kind of see where you're at and what you need to work on. Something else I've noticed about this ring after having previous smartwatches is that I hardly notice I'm wearing it, especially when I'm in bed. I used to find sleeping with my watch super uncomfortable, and then I often would just charge it during the night, which then it wasn't tracking my sleep or tracking the things that I wanted it to. So this way, you literally don't even notice that you have anything on that's tracking you, which is awesome. Let's get into caffeine tracking. So this ring actually gives you a caffeine window of when it recommends that you start drinking caffeine and when you shouldn't have any more for the rest of the day. It literally gives you exact timing. Also, if your brain cleared waste efficiently during the night, it actually gives you a longer caffeine window. It'll send you a little notification saying your brain efficiently cleared waste last night, therefore you can consume caffeine for a longer time. You can also add manually how much caffeine you've had throughout the day. I don't typically do this often, but you can, that option is there. Activity tracking. So you can track activities like swimming, weightlifting, running, whatever it is that you like to do, and you can do this in 2 ways. You can add an activity after completion and say how long that you were doing the activity for, or you can actually go on your app and hit start activity, do your activity, and then end activity, like you would do typically on a smartwatch. I find that doing it the second way is more accurate since it can actually track you while you're doing your workout. Then it provides the different heart rate zones, the amount of calories burned, and more information about your workout. One thing to keep in mind though is that this does use more battery, but obviously it's going to if it's tracking you hardcore during your workout. For me, I typically find the battery lasts about 4 days without charging it, and then I'll just give it a little boost, put it on the little wireless charger while I'm doing a short activity like the shower or something, and then when I put it back on my finger, I find it's typically charged up enough to last me another 4 days. I find it super efficient. Now I have only had this ring for 2 months, so the battery could diminish, I'm not sure, but we will find out with time. There's also a chill mode option, which is a setting to preserve some of the battery life. And it does this by focusing on tracking your sleep and your heart rate and less about your daily activities, giving you about 35% extra battery life. Now let's get into power plugs, which is something I didn't even know about until I got the app and did a bit more research into it, and this is super cool and innovative. So power plugs are more like specific, personalized things that you can add into your app that go with your lifestyle. Some are free and some are paid. All the ones personally that I use and I'm going to talk about now are free. So there's the cycle and ovulation tracking for your period, which is super cool. You manually put in the dates that you were on your period, and then over time it will start to predict. It also explains why your body may be feeling a certain way and what's happening with your body. Kind of like other period tracking apps that are out there, this one actually can monitor your body. So I have noticed that the dates aren't entirely accurate yet. It's only been a few days off, but I'm hoping that by next month, which will be my 3-month mark, it'll be a bit more accurate with the dates of my cycle. Okay, when I found out about this next power plug, I was stoked. This one is called the Smart Alarm. So you can choose what's most important to you to get with your sleep. So you can choose between a completed sleep cycle, paying off your sleep debt, reaching your sleep duration, or achieving your sleep score. So what this power plug does is it sets an alarm within your waking window, the time that you want to wake up, along with this sleep goal that you choose. For me, I have mine to wake me up at a certain time every day once I pay off my sleep debt. This is super cool, and it's not like a regular alarm clock that you just set to wake you up at say 9 a.m. It takes into account when you're in your lightest stage of sleep so that it affects you the least throughout the day and gives you a beautiful, calm wake-up experience. Some other power plugs that are offered that I don't personally use, they have a new parent power plug, which tweaks the Ultrahuman Ring AIR sleep score and recovery algorithms to account for disrupted and irregular sleep patterns of new parents. They also have a power plug for shift workers, which is designed to help shift workers track sleep, recovery, and naps outside of traditional 24-hour schedules. I love how they're really thinking about all the options and all the different types of people and things that may affect a traditional sleep score. Another cool thing with power plugs is it shows what's coming soon and what they're working on. Right now, under coming soon, it has migraine insights and a mental health power plug. Okay, let's get into a few cons that I've noticed because I'm being completely honest here in this video today. One thing I have noticed is that the bottom of the ring is awfully scratched up. This could be due to me wearing it weightlifting, which I'm not sure if that's the best method for a ring, but that's what I do every day, so I'm wearing it. However, I don't notice any scratching on the top or the sides where you actually see the ring, so I don't really care about the underneath being a bit scratched. Overall, I am in love with this ring. Obviously, it is definitely an investment and something that you should consider carefully before purchasing. I have thoroughly enjoyed my ring the last few months. It was the best early Christmas gift ever. I also just love chunky jewelry. Like, I don't mind that it's a bit chunky at all. I just wanted a ring like that in general, and the fact that I got a tracking ring that looks the way that I wanted, I'm obsessed. If you do want gold or one of those newer colors, I highly suggest going with Ultrahuman just because you don't want to pay another $150 just to get the color that you want. As I said, there's also no subscription fee, which is a huge bonus. This video is not sponsored, however, I do have a code if you would like to support me and also get a discount. You'll save a little less than $50 Canadian with my code, which I will put on the screen up here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that I provided some information about the ring, some clarity, and helped you make your decision on whether this ring is right for you. Make sure to leave a comment down below, tell me what you like or don't like about the ring or any questions that you have, and hopefully I can help you answer it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!